Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back. We are so glad you can all be here with us again this week. Today, we are going to look at some dramatic texts. So the standard is acknowledge differences in the points of view of characters, including by speaking in a different voice for each character when reading dialogue aloud. And then our objective is for at the end of the lesson, you will be able to write your own short plays and present them to your friends and family, paying close attention to setting apart each character in your stories. And we have a short video for you that's just going to explain what dramatic text is.
Let's talk about the 5 elements of drama. But first, what is a drama? A drama is a play. The first element of a drama is the cast of characters. This is simply the actors in a drama or play. They include a protagonist and an antagonist, as well as other characters. Then we have the setting. This tells you when and where the story takes place, giving you a time and a location. The dialogue, or the lines spoken by the actors, is the conversations between characters. Next, we have stage directions. They let the actors know what to do on stage. For instance, the stage directions may let the actor know where to stand or exactly how to deliver their lines. Finally, we come to acts and scenes. Longer dramas are broken into acts, like the episodes of your favorite TV show. When the setting of an act changes, this creates a new scene. Each time the setting changes, there is another scene. I'm so proud of you for taking notes from this video. They will surely get you started in your drama studies.
Created using Fulton.
Great. So now we're going to take this time to read the first act of it was a popular play written by Shakespeare, and this one is going to have a little twist to it. So it's going to be kid friendly. And as you remember from the video, the first act is the first portion of the book, or the first chapter. So I'm going to start by reading the first couple pages. On a tiny island that cannot be found on any map, a beautiful young maiden named Miranda was dismayed as she watched her father, a long-bearded magician named Prospero, conjure a powerful storm. Miranda and her father had been stranded on the island for as long as she could remember. During their time on the island, she had watched her father's magic grow, but until then, she had never seen him use his magic to wreak such havoc. "Oh, please, Father," Miranda cried. "Why have you created this storm? What about those poor sailors?" The powerful Prospero circled his magic staff round and round, creating fierce gusts of wind. "Don't worry, dear," he called over his shoulder to his daughter. "I have a plan. They will not be injured. My servant, Ariel, is watching over them as we speak." Prospero's winds rushed toward the ship. In the distance were Alonso, The King of Naples and Antonio, the Duke of Milan, were clinging to the ropes, trying not to fall overboard. The strongest winds and roughest waves anyone on board had ever seen rocked and spun the ship as if it were a toy boat in an angry child's tub. The only hope for those aboard the ship was to make it to the tiny island they could just see in the distance, Prospero's island. "I think we can make it ashore," shouted the captain. But just as he spoke, a bolt of lightning flashed, loud thunder clapped, and the ship's sails burst into flames.
"Abandon ship!" called the captain Antonio, and the king leapt from the ship and paddled with all of their might through the waves toward the island. Now, had Antonio or the king looked back, they might have noticed after they jumped, the flames began to die down, the seas began to calm, and a glimmer was in the air above the ship where the now fast asleep captain and his crew lay. You see, Ariel had cast a spell of deep sleep and protection over them. But the two nobles never looked back. They just kept swimming. As the king and Antonio made it to the shore, exhausted, as wet as paddles, they collapsed on the beach and promptly fell into a magical sleep. Prospero was pleased as he watched them through his spyglass. For 12 years, he had been stranded on the island, waiting for this day, practicing his magic all the while. It was on the very beach where the king and the duke now slept that Prospero had found the spirit Ariel, who had been trapped by unknown magic long ago in an old gnarled tree. Prospero had freed Ariel from the tree, only to make him a servant in anticipation of this very day.
You see, in his old life, Prospero had been the Duke of Milan. He and his daughter, Miranda, lived in an enormous castle filled with suits of armor, beautiful fountains, lush gardens, and Prospero's favorite thing in all the world, books. Prospero had particularly come to love magic books. In fact, he seemed to do nothing else but study them. He left all of the official Duke work to his brother, Antonio, who seemed to enjoy the meetings, maps, tax accounts, and power a great deal more than he did. Anger and jealousy began to grow in Antonio's heart as he realized he was doing all of the work. He decided he should be the king of Milan. Antonio secretly met with the king, who unfortunately agreed. So they put Prospero and Miranda in a boat just big enough for two and sent them off to sea in the middle of a storm. That is how Prospero and Miranda ended up on this tiny island in the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, my friends, now that we've read through the book, it's time for us to think a little bit more about what we just heard. We always need to remember that each character in every story has their own backgrounds, their own sets of beliefs and ways of thinking, and their own personalities. So it's very important that we don't blend everyone together when reading a dramatic text out loud. So for our activity, we're going to take a try. We're going to do the same thing. You're going to fill in the Write a Play worksheet that's right here on the PowerPoint. And when you're done, you can start practicing your lines that you write so that you are ready to present. In case you're having trouble seeing the PowerPoint, you need to write the title and the characters in your play. Then you're going to write each of the characters and what they're saying is, or what their dialogue is. We'll take about 5 minutes to work on it. Okay, my friends, if you need some more time, feel free to take some. But if you've got something together, make sure you share it with either your friends or your family or your teacher so that they can see all the hard work you did. That's all we got for you this week. Hopefully you had fun learning about dialogue and setting and how to make a very small play.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.